goal of this video is to show you how to unbox and set up your Hero 3 Plus and teach you some of the basics so that you can start using your camera. In this tutorial I'm using the Hero 3 Plus Black Edition, but you can also follow along in this tutorial if you have the Hero 3 Plus Silver Edition or the new version of the Hero 3 White. The first thing you need to do is to open the box up. So to do that, just lift these tabs on the side here and tuck them onto the cardboard sleeve so they don't stick to this plastic case when you pull it out. And just do that to both sides. After you have those tucked in and unstuck from the side, you can just pull this right out like that. The next thing you want to do is just pull this sticky tape off here, and this will release the top plastic case from your camera and you can lift it off. If you're using a Hero 3 Plus Silver or a Hero 3 White Edition, they don't come with the Wi-Fi remote, although they are compatible with it. So you can skip to the next step if you're using those cameras. But if you're using a Black Edition, let's take the remote off. So the first thing you do is lift the top of the box here and pull these plastic tabs out. Then you just squeeze together these black tabs here and grab your remote on the other side, and you can pull it off the top here. To remove the remote from this attachment here, you just lift the bottom part and it'll slide right out. You can hold on to this because you can use it to mount it to objects if you need to mount your remote to something. Next, we're going to remove the camera from the mounting plate here. First thing we want to do is unscrew this thumb screw to remove this pin that they put on here just so it wouldn't move when it was on display. But you can throw that away. It's right back here. It says remove on it, and you can just toss that. And then put the thumb screw back in. And turn your camera around, and you can, to get it off of this plate here, you just squeeze together these tabs and slide your camera out of the mounting plate here. And you can hold on to this mounting plate here. You can take it off the box. It actually works as a good mount if you want to drill some holes in it. You can mount it to things. It's kind of just like a free bonus mount. So don't throw it away, and just hold on to it in case you find a use for it. Next, you need to remove the camera from the housing. So to do that, just lift these tabs here, and this unlocks the latch. And then you can open the back door by lifting this latch up. Open the back door and you can get your camera out. Okay, now we're going to get the camera set up with a battery and a micro SD card so you can start using it. So grab your box and open it up, and inside there's some documentation, the user manuals, and you can just set those to the side for now. And grab the battery out of the box. It looks like this. To insert the battery, you just want to turn your camera over and make sure not to set it on the lens here. You don't want to scratch or smudge that. Turn the camera over and slide this latch over. While you have it held over, turn the camera upside down and the battery door should just fall out. If it doesn't fall out, you might need to dig your nail in there just to slide it out. And then put the battery in just like this, right side up. There's a little tab on the batteries for when you do need to take them out. You can lift that and pull. So then put the back door back on here. Make sure it snaps into place. And the next thing you want to do is put in the micro SD card. So lift this tab here and take your micro SD card and put it in upside down into this little slot. And if you push it in, it should just snap. You'll hear it kind of click into place. And then you can put your door back on here. Now your camera is ready to turn on. You don't need to do an update before you turn on and get started with your Hero 3 Plus, unlike the Hero 3. If they do come out with updates, check for them, and do update your camera if they come out with updates, but it comes with the firmware that it needs to run. So to turn on your camera, just push the front mode button, and your camera will turn on. First thing you want to do is go in and change your date just to make sure it's current. So to do that, scroll through the menu items till you get to the settings menu here and push the top button to select and go to setup right here, and then you can scroll through till you get to the date and select, and then just make sure the date's current on there. That way you can organize your files as you start shooting them, because you're going to have a lot of photos and videos, and if they're not sorted by date, it's hard to keep track of them. After you have the date set, just go ahead and turn your camera off by holding down the front mode button, and you'll hear it beep and the power will turn off. So let's put our camera back in the waterproof housing. The great thing about GoPros is that you can mount them to a variety of objects, but they need to be in a housing or in the frame to be able to be mounted, because I use these buckles here. So to put it back in the housing, just make sure the back door is open here, and you slide it back in, and just close the back door. Make sure this whole latch is over the edge here. You want to make sure it gets a nice seal on this back door. That's what keeps it watertight. So once you see that this latch here is holding the whole piece, then just push down until it snaps into place. Now your camera is completely waterproof as long as you have this back door on. You've got your camera set up with the battery in it, a memory card, and it's in the housing. You can start taking photos and videos with it. There are different modes that you can access by pushing this front mode button. This will get you to change modes. Right now it's in video mode. You can see the settings here. It's at 1080s, which means super view for the Hero 3 Plus Black, and it's at 30 frames per second. You can change this video resolution in the settings menu, but right now we're just going to leave it here. There's a lot of different reasons to choose different settings, but this right now it's in video mode. If you want to go to photo mode, this is single photo mode. It will take one picture when you push the shutter button on the top. This is burst mode. It'll take a series of photos all with one push of the top shutter button. And this is time-lapse mode, and it'll take pictures at the interval that you choose it to take pictures at. Right now it's set at one picture every half second. And then this is the settings menu. To get into that, you push the top button. And in the video mode, if you want to start recording a video, you just push the top button. It'll start recording. You'll see how long you've been recording. Push it again to stop, and you've just recorded a video. If you see down here, it'll show your battery status, and it also shows the amount of time of video you have left on the memory card you're using. When you're in photo mode, that will show you how many photos you have left on that memory card. Since there's not a viewfinder on the Hero 3 Plus, if it's your first GoPro, it might take you a little bit of time to figure out how to point the camera, what you're shooting. You can use the LCD backpack, which attaches to the back of the camera, and that provides a viewfinder for you. Or you can also use the free GoPro app. You can download and use your smartphone as a live viewfinder. Your camera came with a USB cable that you can use to charge your camera and also to transfer files. To connect your camera to the computer, remove the side door here, connect the USB cable into the USB port, and the other end of it into the computer. Once you plug it into the computer, you'll see the red light go on. That means your camera is charging. When you're done recording and you want to transfer your files to your computer, just make sure your camera is connected to your computer with the USB cable, and turn your camera on by pushing the front mode button. When your camera is on, your computer will recognize it as a drive, and you can drag the files from the folder on the camera's drive onto your computer and save them onto your computer. Your GoPro comes with two back doors. The one with a solid back plate is waterproof, and the other one is a skeleton back door. This one has holes in it, and this one picks up better audio. So if you're not going in the water or you don't need waterproof housing, you can use this back door. The way you change a back door is to open up your housing by lifting this clip here and remove your camera so it's not in the way. And you just pull down. I pull down on one side first, and it kind of snaps out of place where this bar is. And then you can snap in the other back door. I just kind of wiggle it into place until it snaps. When your camera has a waterproof back door on, it's completely waterproof. However, if you do lose hold of it in the water, they sink really quickly. So if you're going to be using your camera in the water, I highly recommend getting a floaty back door, which is a piece of foam that attaches to the regular waterproof back door. And this will allow your camera to float if it gets out of your hands or it comes off of a mount somehow. And this is just a camera tether that you can attach to a mount to hold onto your camera in case it does come off. These are the mounts and mounting pieces that come in your Adventure Edition kit. If you got the Surf Edition, it comes with this surfboard mount instead of these two, and also some camera tethers. So this here is the horizontal surface buckle, and this is the J-hook buckle for vertical surfaces. And these are the buckles that you directly attach your camera to. This is the three-way pivot arm. I'll show you what to do with that. And these are the adhesive mounts. This is a flat adhesive mount for flat surfaces, and this is a curved adhesive mount for curved surfaces such as a helmet. So to attach your mount to a buckle, you just remove the thumb screw and slide it in to the slots here, line up the holes, and tighten this long thumb screw. The long thumb screw is the one that goes directly underneath your camera, so there's enough clearance so it doesn't hit your camera when you tighten it. The shorter ones run into the camera here. Once your camera's on a buckle, you can adjust the angle and then tighten the thumb screw once you have the angle you want. If you really want to tighten it securely, you can use a Phillips head screwdriver in there and tighten it extra strong. With your camera in the buckle, then you slide it into the adhesive mounts. So you could just slide it in just like this, and just make sure that the pieces snap in there so it's locked securely and won't come out. And the three-way pivot arm, this is to go on top of the buckles here, and it can just rotate the way your camera is facing. So you could just put it in here, and if depending how many pieces you use, each piece rotates 90 degrees. So you attach that to there, and if you take out this piece, you can get more height with it too. It'll give you more height, or you can just put your camera in here and it would turn it sideways. To connect your camera to the Wi-Fi remote, with your camera on, push the side button. This is the Wi-Fi button. The first push will turn the Wi-Fi on, which is that blue light there. You'll see it flashing. If you push it again, it'll take you into the Wi-Fi dialog. Here it says Wi-Fi RC. Now push the top button to select that. And you'll see it says Wi-Fi RC, GoPro app or cancel. Push the front mode button to select Wi-Fi RC, and then push the top button again to select it. And now it says current, new, or cancel. Push the front mode button to select new, and the top one to select that. And now it's looking for a Wi-Fi remote. So now on the Wi-Fi remote, hold down the red circle and push the mode button. Keep holding down the red circle until it connects. So it says remote battery low. The camera here shows that it's connected to the Wi-Fi remote. We didn't see it on here because it says remote battery is low. We're going to push this red circle. It'll clear out that dialog. And it says one camera is connected to the Wi-Fi remote. So I'm going to push the red circle again, and that's going to cancel it from looking for any more cameras. And it says stopped. And now we're going to see the LCD screens here match. Now this red circle corresponds to the top button on your camera, and this mode button corresponds to the front mode button on your camera. You can change your modes by pushing this. So that just took us into photo mode. You can take a picture by pushing this red circle, and that's how you use the Wi-Fi remote. You can also turn your camera off with the Wi-Fi remote by holding down the mode button just like you would on the camera. Turns your camera off, and you can see that the Wi-Fi is still on your camera because the blue light is flashing there. If you want to turn that off, you hold down the side button till it flashes 7 times, and the Wi-Fi is now turned off. This cable here also came in your kit. This is the Wi-Fi charging cable. So charge your remote, you just turn your remote over, slide this tab over, and pull out this attachment key and insert this one. This is the Wi-Fi charging cable. You just put it in like that, and you attach this to the USB port on a computer, and it'll charge your remote. When you're done charging, just take this back out and make sure you put this key back in, especially if you're going in the water, to keep it waterproof.